The seventh Hermetic principle, the principle of gender. How can it allow you to live as God on earth? What is up, alienARMy? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And today our esoteric topic is something that I am so excited about because it's about one of my favorite books of all time, which is the Kybalion. And this was a book written near the turn of the 20th century in the early 1900s by the three initiates. And in this book, there are 7 principles of, I guess, a spiritual way of being, for lack of a better word. And the 7th principle is called the principle of gender. Okay, so I'm going to break this down as I received a great download today, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. So the 7th Hermetic principle, the principle of gender, is talking about energetic gender. This has nothing to do with the physical gender. Everyone who is in a human suit on planet Earth right now has masculine energy, and they also have feminine energy. Okay, so these are the energies, and the way that masculine energy and feminine energy compute and work are totally different from each other. Okay, so when we are the observer, right, when we are observing our mind, okay, because this is a principle that the mind has a masculine and the mind has a feminine, right? Masculine is conscious, feminine is subconscious. Masculine is doing, feminine is being. Okay, masculine is giving, feminine is receiving. So we have a whole bunch of polarities here, like pretty much they're the opposite. Obviously it's masculine and feminine, but we have to understand how they work, how these two areas of mind work, in order to get them to work together to co-create the reality we want. And we also want to be the overseer and observe how they're behaving and interacting with each other, because if they're not in alignment with each other, then you can direct them all you want, but it's just things are going to get discombobulated. Okay, so a quick breakdown with masculine. This is the I. This is what the Kybalion talks about, the I principle. The I, the conscious, the awareness, and it is also the one that is making movements and directing, right? And the subconscious is the me in the 7th Hermetic principle, and the me is more of like, it's more massive than the conscious because the subconscious mind is larger, but it's also more fluid than the conscious mind. It doesn't really direct, it just sort of suggests, okay? And this is going to be the key words right here, direct and suggest, because this is how we're going to communicate with both of those polarities in our mind. Now, the conscious mind is when we're trying to manifest something, we might be aware of it consciously, and we know that, like, we know what we know, right? We're like, okay, I know X amount of money is in my bank account, right? And we're affirming it. I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, right? We're affirming it in the conscious mind because it's going to receive direction well, and it's going to be able to compute direction because it's straightforward, right? It's like, okay, yes, I'm wealthy. And then what the conscious mind is going to do is bring you things that you're consciously aware of to show that you're wealthy. And the subconscious mind is not going to be on board with that. Why? Because the subconscious mind does not respond to a command. It responds to a suggestion. So when we affirm things, when we're repeating mantras or we're repeating affirmations, that's fine and dandy for the conscious mind. The conscious mind is like, okay, yep, I got $7 million in the bank. I affirm that. I affirm that. And it's going to bring you things to kind of, you know, that are in resonance with what you're commanding it, right? But the subconscious mind is like, I don't feel that way. Like, what? Like, I'm receiving. I don't have $7 million. What the fuck are you talking about, right? So, if you try to direct from your overseer point of view, I command you, subconscious mind, to say that we have $7 million. The subconscious would be like, whoa, whoa, what? Like, because it's not going to be able to compute a direct command, because subconscious energy is indirect, okay? And it's subtle and it's subliminal. So when you are affirming your affirmations, that's in essence commanding your conscious mind. When you are making affirmations, that's doing absolutely nothing for the subconscious mind. And of course there are instances where if you affirm something so much in your conscious, at some point it starts to, you know, seep into the subconscious, but we don't want to wait that long, right? We want our shit now. We want our money now. Shit. So how we're going to communicate to the subconscious mind so we can compute like lightning speed, what we're going to do is we're going to speak its language, okay? So we're going to suggest, we're going to seduce. So let's use $7 million, right? We're affirming, I have $7 million in my bank account in the most divine and perfect way. Conscious mind is like, heck yeah, we do. Let's go, let's go. We see that lucky seven. Holla. Subconscious mind is like, that way. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you want me to do? It's gonna get like that, right? That's how the subconscious mind is. So we want to speak gently to it. We want to sort of like seduce it. We want to caress it a little bit. We want to like subconscious. Hey, you know, what would it feel like if we had $7 million in our bank account? Like, do you ever think about that? What would it feel like? Does it feel good? Doesn't it feel like freedom? We have $7 million. Like, that's awesome, right? And then the subconscious is like, oh, now you're speaking my language, right? It's like, well, yeah, that does kind of feel amazing. You know, it kind of does, right? So the two of them are operating totally different. So it's like we have an iPhone and an Android. What's going on? How are the two of them communicating? They might get some stuff right, but their basic operating system is different. Same with conscious mind, same with subconscious mind, same with I principle, same with me principle, okay? This is what the seventh Hermetic principle is talking about. We have the principle of directing, right? But what are we directing? We have to direct the subconscious mind, because without that, the subconscious would be all over the place, right? It's not real, there's no direction. It's just sort of like, maybe not with that sound effect, maybe with it, I don't know. But the conscious is looking at the subconscious like, you're all over the place, man, what the fuck you doing? And the subconscious is like, well, leave me alone, I'm feeling it right now, right? So they're not computing in that way, right? Because one is driven energy and one is more receptive energy. So if we want to think of it, if we want the two of them to work together, now we know how they both operate, right? When we are affirming something, we also must suggest it. This way the conscious and the subconscious are on the same page. And once you get into the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is so much more massive in terms of our, like, I guess, storage space in our mind, right? It makes up more of that space in the conscious. Then that's when things are really going to start to move, and they're going to start to move fast, okay? So we want to get that down, like, number one important thing of the seventh Hermetic principle. Conscious mind, direction. This is how we direct it. We say, conscious mind, by the power invested in me, I command you to know that we have $7 million in our bank account. Conscious mind is like, okay, boss, I got you. Yep, we do. Yes, we do. Now, we, as the observer, are also communicating with our subconscious mind. We're saying, subconscious mind, baby, how would it feel if we had $7 million? Wouldn't that feel nice? It would, wouldn't it? I'm gonna tickle you. It feels like that. It feels like that. Yeah, it does, right? So there are two totally different ways of communication that us, as the grand observer, as director of our own reality, of our own film, right? We have to know how to communicate with all the members of our cast and crew, okay? In this case, conscious mind, direction, subconscious mind, suggestion, okay? So now, one last thing, okay? There are really kind of only two things here, but you know, the second thing. what we're going to do is I'm going to give another example, because we all know I love to speak in metaphors, and I am going to say that now that we have established how to communicate with our conscious and our subconscious, whatever we want, we direct conscious mind. Whatever we want, we suggest to subconscious mind. We are aware of that. We want to be the boss of the two of them working together. We want to make sure that they play nice together, right? We want to make sure they're getting along, right? How do they get along? Now, once we've directed what we wanted to both of them, what we're going to do now, the subconscious, because it makes up so much more of everyone's mind capacity, that's going to be really the driving force of the conscious mind. But remember, the subconscious works with indirection, okay? It doesn't give direct orders, it feels. And this is where our intuition comes in. So let's say we're talking about that $7 million. Say it with me, $7 million. Woo! All of us, you get 7 million, you get 7 million, you get 7 million, we all get $7 million, bada bing, right? Okay, so now that we have asserted, affirmed, and suggested all of those things to those capacities of our mind, we are also going to get in the driver's seat of making sure they play nice together. We are going to get in our charioteer little cart, right? This reminds me of like Chariot Tarot. And we are directing one horse, subconscious. We are directing the other horse, conscious. And we are making sure that they play nice together, okay? And how do they work? Intuition comes in with subconscious mind because it's so much more massive. So the conscious mind is going to be led indirectly by the subconscious, right? It's going to be led indirectly because subconscious doesn't know how to lead in a direct manner. It knows how to lead indirectly. This is why, FYI, just fun fact, when people talk about like subconscious programming or like something going on within their subconscious or they weren't consciously aware of it, they're talking about all that space in the subconscious that's going on. That's why the subconscious governs a lot of people's experiences indirectly, and we're not consciously aware of it because it's not being direct. It's not saying, hey, your life is a program, wake up. No, it's not doing that. It's this, like that. Okay, but I digress. I always do. But so we want to make sure that we are the charioteer, and we want to make sure that our subconscious mind and our conscious mind are playing well together. How do we do that? We make sure that we do not allow our conscious mind to make a direct movement unless the subconscious is on board with it. Because the subconscious, right, if we want to think of a game of chess, it's evaluating where all of the pieces are. It's evaluating, what can my opponent do? Ooh, does this move feel right? Should I move this piece? Should I move that piece? And it's observing and it's receiving information from the environment, which is intuition. And it's like, you know what, it feels good. Let me, I think making my piece move over here, I think that might be a good move. And the conscious is like, am I moving this piece? And the subconscious is like, I feel good. And so the conscious, because it's not getting like any sort of direct rebuttal, it's like, okay, I'm gonna move, right? And this is the key to it. You want to make sure that you're feeling good because you've received all of like the information that's coming towards you that you've absorbed from your subconscious, which is taking in everything. And it's going to sort of like just be in a feel-good place where the conscious mind, it's always wanting to go, go, go. It's not getting a rebuttal from the subconscious. So it's to be like, I'm gonna move my knight. I'm gonna move him right now. Do you have any objections? And subconscious is like, I feel good. And so conscious is like, all right, fuck you, I'm moving, right? So that's really how it works, and that's the best way that I can describe it, how we can get them to work together, because we have to observe them and we have to know that we are not them at the same time, okay? So conscious mind, we are not going to allow him to move unless the subconscious is on board. And when we want to direct our mind, both conscious and subconscious, we have to work with them in different ways. Conscious mind, we are affirming, we're giving clarity, we're giving orders. Subconscious, we're suggesting, okay? But then when it's actually time to make a move in the physical realm, the subconscious is going to lead, and we're not going to make a move in the physical realm, the material realm, unless we're feeling good about it, okay? So I don't know if that got confusing. I hope it didn't. I really I think I kind of explained that the best I could. So that is what the 7th Hermetic Principle is all about. It's all about the energies of masculine and feminine, and this has nothing to do with the physical gender. It has to do with masculine energy, direct movement, and feminine energy, which is sort of receptive and intuitive, okay? So we want to make sure that these are working together. This way, when our intuition is feeling good and we're feeling good, now's the time for us to move our chess piece across the board, okay? So yeah, that I would say is esoteric chit chat. I just wanted to get a quick, breakdown of that because I was guided to do so, and that's how we work over here, right? So I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon. Peace, good vibes, and namaste, blessed, because you are.